Hi, it's Tom from Quantemplate here. Today I'm going to be showing you a new feature that we have in the pipelines environment called Flow. And we're pretty excited about it because it allows you to see your entire data architecture, see the status of it, and navigate between the elements of it. So I'm going to show you how that works now. So data in Quantemplate resides in 4 areas. First, you have the feeds, which is where you can request data from third parties, send it out to third parties, automate the schedule. Pipelines, where the data processing happens. It gets standardized, joined to external datasets, reference datasets, validated before being sent to the data environment, which is your storage area, your data lake for good data that can be connected via API out to third-party systems, data warehouses, models, and so on. And finally, you have Analyze, your reporting environment, where you can visualize and query and share your data dashboards. So let's take a look at a pipeline. Here we're receiving policy data from one source, claims from another source. We're performing calculations and validations on those files. Then we're joining the premium and the claims files together. And then we're joining in external data like credit ratings, class codes, performing some final calculations, then sending it out in different formats to a dataset for underwriting, for general ledger, modeling, reinsurance, and so on. If we click on the Flow tab, we see that whole architecture visualized. The pipeline we're looking at now is the pipeline here in the middle, demo feeds in white. Source datasets have the dataset icon. Feeds, if they're connected to a third party, show that third party's logo. They also show the status of the feed. So in this case, this feed has a resubmission status. So an issue was discovered with the data and we sent a resubmission request. These purple icons indicate where a dataset is connected via API. So in this case, the ref data for taxes, fees, and so on is going to be updated automatically via API. On the output side, we have datasets. We also have a feed, and again, we're showing the status there of a feed that's partially complete. Finally, we have reports, and we have other pipelines. In this case, a pipeline that is automated, indicated by the robot icon. And this is a pipeline doing some geocoding. And these pop-ups enable you to very quickly navigate to that pipeline and see a bit of metadata. The dotted lines show that the dataset or feed is connected, whereas the solid lines indicate an automated connection. So in this pipeline, Acme MGA feed, when that gets updated, it will trigger a pipeline run. Finally, we've got a handy feature here which highlights the colors of the stages in the pipeline panel on the left that connect each of these inputs. So if we hover on these two, we can see that they come in via stage 1, and these little dots popping out shows that the blue dot is indicating that it's not just stage 1 that's connected, it's stage 4. And this API connected dataset is stage 12, and that's feeding through downstream into our geocoder pipeline and our program summary report. So that's how the flow looks. But it's not just a static map. If we run the pipeline, we'll see the statuses update in real time. So to run this pipeline, we're just going to navigate to the feed that's triggering the pipeline runs automatically, and we'll just request a new dataset. So the partner organization receives that data request from us, logs into their free account, and just uploads the data. So that data has been submitted, and you can see the pipeline is now running. You can see the pipeline goes blue when that running state is occurring. So you get that real sense of that live activity as your data is being processed. So it's coming in from Acme MGA and it's going out to Underwriting 3 and Reinsurance feed automatically. Just check in on the progress of that run, and we can see the auto export was actually blocked because there were some validation issues. We had set up the automation to automatically run the pipeline, but if it found any validation failures, then stop the export and notify the manager. Then the manager can go in and see what exactly the failed issues were and either request an updated dataset from the supplier via a resubmission or add in some spot corrections within the pipeline itself. So that's an entire straight-through processing infrastructure built in Quantemplate, data coming from a third party being detected, processed automatically, split into multiple formats, being output to an internal data warehouse, general ledger, modeling, sent on to a third party via another feed, populating reports, geocoding, all in one place, all visualized through the flow.